greet you. Welcome to another Tuesday talk. Yes, it's Tuesday, a new topic. And the topic for today is 7 tricks to hate networking less. And if it is the first time that you're here with me on the Tuesday talks, welcome. I always talk about 2 topics. One is landing higher profile roles, and that's for senior managers and seasoned professionals that they're really good at what they're doing, but now they want to land higher profile roles. And higher profile is different to different people, as I learned. Sometimes they think it's a bigger title, it's higher pay, or a global company. It's different. And the second group of people that I talk to and work with is people that they want higher impact roles. So they're currently in C-level positions and they want to, do some advisory, some consulting, some mentoring outside and go beyond 9 to 5 of their organizations and a little bit a bigger circle. The core thing is very similar between the two. We work with you to the point that you get tapped on the shoulder and get invited to the table. I like this one because it's simple. And until then, there's always something to learn apart from your craft and what you are good at. And why would a girl with a background in technology and business transformation agility is doing that? Because throughout my work, I have seen so many people that they're great at what they do, but they never get to decision-making points. And I was wondering how and why. So I did a lot of research, I did a lot of study, I made a lot of observations, I practiced a lot of things that I learned, and I started to teach. And after a while, I thought, okay, I can come in here and share those lessons either from my life or my clients with you. So hopefully you will get to where you want to get a lot quicker. So the topics the conversations always have a standard structure. I'm all about the structure. So I always introduce the topic, concept, model, theory, and then a live example either from myself or my client. And then I always invite you to take an action. What's the point of learning a concept but not knowing what's next? Today's conversation, 7 tricks to hating networking a little bit less, is actually a really practical macro tips that helps you ease into networking and is a good investment of your time if you are an introvert. You really don't like small talks. Many people, including myself, I really don't like to talk about weather. I actually don't see it relevant to talk about weather or, I don't know, some random current affair. It's a good investment of your time if you're quite senior and you're worried that you go to these conversations or to these networking events and you feel that you're going to be sold to, because most of these events are either hosted by vendors or by companies that they are trying to sell you something. So that makes creates a lot of resistance to really truly enjoying those events. Another thing is going to a lot of these events, and after we come back from COVID, is actually quite time consuming, and it definitely takes away time from work and family. So here goes the first concept. Change your mindset, shift it from I'm going there to get something to I'm going to go there and take something. And I'll explain this one. Traditionally, when we think of networking, we always think of this afternoon, evening events in large rooms that we have to, force a small talk with people, awkward conversations, drinks. It's normally dark and gray corporate space. And that's frankly not appealing. So it's just really painful. But If you change that mindset, and instead of me going there to either find a connection for a new job or prospects for lead for my deal or selling something, to going there to see how I can help someone, how I can take something there, how I can be of service to others, that will truly change the perspective. And we know in the world, in universe, whenever you go and offer someone something to help them with their problem or with their situation or wherever they are towards their goals, you will always get something back. But that's not the point of conversation. Right now, not many people, when it comes to networking, think of where can I go to belong to, and where can I go, who can I help. It's a different perspective. If you in the current position that you are, you already have a lot of experience, have a lot of battle scars, have a lot of lesson learned from the past. That is definitely helpful for someone that is going to get to your level, or for peers and other practices that they work in conjunction with what you currently do. So you actually have a lot that you can offer others, and just see how you can help, how can you move them forward. And then you will see, do I really like this group? Would I like to be part of this community? Would I like to be part of this practice? And that shifts your attitude towards going to those events. And suddenly this is less of a chore that I have to go get ready after hours, drop the kids, or make sure the kids are taken care of, and then go to these events. That is the fundamental shift from I go there to get something to I go to an event to see where my people are, if I can make any friends, and if I can contribute to someone. Very different. In the new age networking and true communities, it's less of networking for sake of networking, is more of connecting for sake of contributing. So have that one and check within to see if you can shift that. A couple of micro tips that will help you in terms of going to these events and get the most out of it, increasing ROI of your effort. Number one, definitely connect with the host prior to these events and have a conversation with them to know what's about, who's inviting, what do they need, if there is anything that they need, and make sure that you are in contact with them prior to the event. Second thing, when you arrive there, definitely introduce yourself to the host and obviously thank them for putting these things together. You know for fact every single one of you has hosted an event, either in personal life and definitely in professional life, and you know a lot of work goes into it. So thank the host for rallying and herding the cats and bringing everyone together, and then ask them, is there anything specific you can do for them? And the other thing is to ask them if they can introduce you to three people in the room. Be very specific. Ask, can you connect me to three people in the room? Most probably, host is the person that knows everyone, so they will introduce you to three. After connecting with different people, these are the stuff that you already need to know your script, how to introduce yourself in a short and non so techie language. And then when you are with that person that you just met, after connecting, tip number 2, make sure you have definitely that's actually number 3. Make sure that you definitely have an easy way of connecting. QR codes on LinkedIn is probably the best way because it's quick, it's still in a platform, and allows future conversation. And also it helps with getting the name right because spelling the names and connecting and phone numbers and all that is very time consuming. So have a method to quickly connect with them after a few exchange of conversation and finding what they are and who they are and what they are about. And finishing that conversation, ask them if they can connect you to someone in the room, or together, let's go and meet someone else. So that makes the conversation and moving to the next person less awkward and easy, so you can just move on and meet more people in the shortest period of time. Next tip. You know, when we go to someone's house and we appreciate that they have invited us, we always take something with us. Could be some sweets, could be, some homemade something, or, some fruits from our garden and vegetable. The same applies when you go to a new community, a new space. Take something with you to offer. I call these ones tokens of friendships. Of course, we are in business space, so we're not going to take cake and, fruits and stuff like that. What we can take with us are the little things that we are learning or playing that we believe is helpful to others. I always have list of books, list of podcasts, couple of apps that I have been learning and playing with. In terms of what's happening in my industry and in the space that I am in, what can be helpful to someone else that could be a little thing, but allows them to connect with you either during the event, makes it a very interesting conversation, or after event allows for further connection, deepening that relationship. If you are an exec level, you're always target for vendors and service providers to try to sell you something. So a simple way of being very clear but not harsh is to say, look, I appreciate that you are offering this service. I know what you are doing, and I'm grateful that you have presented to us further. At this stage, our strategy doesn't allow us to either partner or doesn't allow us to, wouldn't make you the best choice for what we are doing. However, I have you in mind, and is there anything else that I can do for you? Can I introduce you to someone? Can I give you any industry knowledge or something that might help you with what you are doing? That kind of diffuses that pressure from the other side, both from them, their side, and from you, that, okay, I really don't want to buy from you. I don't have, like, right now our strategy says, or whatever, we are not outsourcing anything. I can't choose your software. Basically, you have been kind, honest, and direct, but also you have indicated that you would like to maintain that relationship. And you never know. You never know how things will change, and we might need them later on for the other services or products they have, or sometimes we want them to validate some stuff for us. I work with a lot of vendors, and most of the time I talk to them as consultant and say, look, I'm not in the process of buying anything. I'm not in process of outsourcing anything, but can I have your view and your perspective on something? And that says to the other side that you are my connection, but there's no transaction at this stage. And everyone would respect that. You also can share some information about your organization that they're not trade secrets, but it's good for everyone to know that how organization currently is at and how you run your business, or what's in your roadmap perhaps. And that ability to maintain a connection without having a transaction, that is part of growing up and becoming a leader, because no business operates in vacuum. You always need to have a lot of relationships in different industries, with different practices, different companies, service providers, and vendors, but for when it's needed, not every day, not all the time. And definitely, networking events are not for closing a deal. It's just to connect to another human being, and just very without any pressure or without any expectation. Last point, you're at an event, you have done connections, you've exchanged numbers or tapped the QR codes and connected to a lot of people. Definitely make a point of saying goodbye to everyone when you leave. Don't disappear. The point that you make, that you say goodbye, make an effort to say goodbye to someone, goes a long way. And for some reason in business space, it has just not there. I don't understand why. So let's bring all the good human things that we have. When we are in a camping group, at the end, when we want to part ways, we don't just disappear. We stop the cars somewhere in the road and specifically say goodbye. Or before we get hop into our cars, we say goodbye to the rest of parties and we say, we part ways and we go whatever direction we need to go. The same applies in networking. Bring the human aspect to it so you can actually have an enjoyable time when you are there. So these are my points, and here's my action suggesting if you decide to take it. This week, next week, when you are going for networking events, make sure that you apply these mini suggestions. Connect to hosts and other guests beforehand if you know them. When you go there, ask for introduction, have a quick way of connecting so you can continue the conversation, take your tokens of friendships, and say goodbye when you part. Also learn how to have honest and direct conversations. Actually practice this one before going in, to know how to deal with vendors and have an honest conversation with them if you are not planning to purchase anything from them. Two human beings can be connected without a transaction. All right, my friend, this is what I wanted to share with you in terms of networking, and I hope you can shift the mindset and enjoy your experiences during networking, because I know for a lot of people, at least I know for my clients, some of them, though they are quite senior and solid in what they do, they absolutely hate networking. So I hope these change of mindset and micro techniques help you to get the most out of networking and be able to be of service to others and enjoy those events and grow your network as you grow in your career. Thank you so much for your time. I will talk to you next week, same time, same place, and a different topic. Adios.